Hi there, and welcome to another video of Made with Cables. My name is Mark, my handle on the forums is Andro, and today I'll be showing you how to use the brand new preset op inside of Cables. We're really excited to release this op as it opens up a whole new world of possibilities working within your current and future Cables patches. So without further ado, let's get started. What is the preset op? Well, the preset op allows you to store the state of your ops and their parameters. You ever had it where you're in a patch and you think, oh, this is really great and I want to keep this, and I also want to try something else out. You'll probably end up saving a new version of your patch. So you've got patch A and B. How would you go between these two states of your patch or parts of your patch? Well, that's where the preset op comes in. So without further ado, let's get started. I'd like you to pause the video and just make what you see here. Great. So let's give this matte cap material a texture. So we click the texture op. We're going to click File. We're going to browse down to the matte cap library. And I'm just going to grab one of these, material 6. Okay, we've got a great cube. Good place to start with. So first of all, I want to show you the preset op with just color. Something really nice and simple. And after that, I'll show you it with transforming and scaling. So I'm going to press escape and I'm going to type in preset. Here we say state management of all parameters connected to it. So I'm going to click it, click add. So this is the preset op. There's a few buttons over here. Don't worry about it right now. We just have to figure out how to connect it to something. So right now, I'm going to grab the HSB to RGB op, and I'm going to connect the red to the red, green to the green, blue to the blue. Now if I click the op and I move hue, as we can see, I can change the colors like this. So I want to control hue, saturation, and brightness with this preset op. So we first of all need to connect it. So I grab this dynamic port here, and I click and drag, and then I let go, and I click hue. Now look, the port grayed out. If I now click the preset op, we have the parameter here. It's connected. If we now click the original op, we can see there's a variable assigned here. Just don't click this right now. You don't need to. You need to control everything now with the preset op. So I'm going to click and drag this. I'm going to let go of it on saturation and on brightness. And as you can see, we now have the 3 parameters that have appeared here. So now I can control the hue and the saturation. So right now, I just want to make red. So I want to make a preset for the color red. So I just click the button, create new preset. This pops up and I'm going to type in red, enter. I'm now going to move this to green. Create new preset, green, enter. I'm now going to move this to a kind of blue. Create new preset, blue. So what happens is when you click create new preset, the state of the parameters here that are assigned to the op get stored. So now I can go to this drop down and I can click them and I can go back and forth between the states. Nice and easy. So this preset op, you could connect to 1 op, 10, 20 ops, whatever you want to store the state of. That's it conceptually. It's really that simple. So now I want to just show you 1 or 2 other things that we can do with the op. Really simple things just to lay the groundwork for what else we can do later on. So I think this is a little bit too dark. I want to update the preset. So I'm on preset blue. And I'm going to move it this way a little bit. I want a lighter blue. And now I just click update blue. And it's now updated. If I now go between my presets, as we can see, that's been fixed. How would you make a copy of a preset? Well, that basically means you create a new preset off the state of the preset you have. Sounds more complicated than it is. Imagine that we had the state red and I wanted to make a copy of it. I just click it. The state is now here. I click create new preset. I can call it red 2. As you can see, these 2 presets are now the same. Now imagine I'd want to rename this preset. Nice and easy. We pick it, we click rename. I'm going to call it red copy, press enter. And as you can see, we now have it there. And if I'd want to delete a preset, we just select it and we click delete. That's the basics of the preset op. This is already enough to do amazing things with storing the state inside of your Cables patches. But we went a little bit further with designing this op and decided that it'd be cooler to do some more interesting things with it. So first of all, I'm going to introduce you to the first interpolation method, AB. So we have it now in interpolation mode none, and this allows us to create presets, okay? So now I'm going to click on AB. Now imagine just like the alphabet, A, B, C, D, it just continues, right? So we have that with presets, 0, 1, 2, it could be 0 to 10. So what preset A does is this, it allows you to do linear interpolation from one preset to the next. What does that mean? Well, this is why I made red, green, blue, so this is easy to understand. So preset 0 is red, preset 1 is green, preset 2 is blue. Let's press 0. So if I now move this, I'm doing linear interpolation between red and green, 0 to 1. If I continue, we're now going from green to blue. So I'm going to put this in 0. So if I put it on 0.5, we have half of preset 0 and half of preset 1. If I put it on 1.5, we have half of preset 1 and half of preset 2. So this allows you to just do linear interpolation between all of your presets. So now I'm going to just put this back to none. And as you can see, it now updates to the preset here with the drop down. Another thing you could do is, just to show you, in case you had a MIDI controller or something like that, I'm going to just grab a number up, okay? This just gives me a number. And I'm now going to plug this into preset A. Now, nothing's going to happen. And I just want to show you this now. Why? Because we're not on an interpolation mode. So now I'm going to click AB. As you can see, it just jumps. So here's the number input from this. And now I'm using this. So I could now just basically animate through my presets with other ops inside of cables. So I'm just going to get rid of this. So it's the preset A input that will allow you to, as you can see, interpolate between your presets here. I'm going to put it on none. That's the basics of the preset op. If you can do this, you can store the state of all of the ops and parameters that are connected to it. It's not more difficult than that. It just takes a few minutes to wrap your head around. It's nice and easy. Best part is you can have multiple preset ops. And now I want to show you the X-Fade mode. But to do that, we need to go a little bit further down this rabbit's hole that is the preset op. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to press escape. I'm going to make a new preset op. So now I want to use this preset op to change the position, the rotation, and the scale of this cube. So you might be wondering why I'm using scale XYZ instead of changing the width, height, and length. Well, if we do width, height, and length, we have to rebuild the geometry, the mesh, which is not very efficient. So we're going to do it with this op. So I'm going to go a little bit quick now because it's just to show you how easy this goes. So I get the dynamic port. I'm going to connect it to position X, position Y, position Z. I'm going to skip scale because I'm doing that with the other op. Rotation X, rotation Y, rotation Z. And now I'm going to connect this to scale X, scale Y, scale Z. So now all of those parameters from these two ops here are now available here. Okay, so far, so good. So I'm going to just create a couple of presets really quick, nothing amazing, just to show off what we can do with the X-Fade mode in a moment. So I'm now going to just move the cube over here. I'm going to move it up a bit. I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees. I'm going to change its scale. And I'm going to create a new preset. I'm going to call it 1. I'm now going to move it back 2. I'm going to put this to 0. I'm going to put this on 45. This on 90. I'm just picking some wild numbers here. Preset 2. As you can see, it goes really quick and easy. I can just now manage these two things together. So I'm just playing around a little bit here. I just want to make something like 5 presets. And then I'm going to put this on 0, this on 0, this on 180, and this on 90, and this on 90. And I'm going to create a new preset. And then I'm just going to put it back to be in a simple cube. So now I have 5 presets. Now, did you see how quick and easy that went? I already know how to rename, delete, and update. So let's just say I want to get 0 and I want to put it back to the middle. 0, 0, like this. Update 1, and I'm done. Okay, so now I could use linear interpolation and watch what's going to happen here. It's like animating between one preset to another. How cool is that? That's a really, really nice thing that we can do there. So if you would want to do this with different ops or with animation, you know, this could take quite a while, putting in keyframes and things like that, or using ops to create conditional conditions that things are triggered under. It's a lot to manage. If you want to just like store the state of like 9 or 10 parameters, it's a lot of work. And when you want to go from one state to another, it's even more. So this is the whole idea of the preset op. So now I want to show you the XFade parameter. So the XFade parameter is really cool. So AB will let you linearly, in a linear fashion, interpolate between preset 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. What if you wanted to do linear interpolation between preset 1 and 4? Well, you couldn't do that now. With XFade, you can. So I'm going to put this on 1. I'm going to put this on 4. And now this fade is a number that goes between 0 and 1. So now I fade between preset 1 and 4. I could now say I want to fade between preset 1 and 3. As you can see, we now get something different. I could say I want to fade between preset 3 and 0. I could say I want to fade between preset 3 and 2. So this opens up a whole lot of interesting possibilities, and you know, you have to think a little bit up front, like how you'd want this to be, because this is something I'm going to cover in the next video. You might think, but Mark, how do I manage this state of like preset 0 to 3 and 1 to 4 and things like that? Well, the best part is you can control this preset op with another preset op. So it's kind of like making your ideas and your sketch pad and getting them all together, and then just off connecting these 3 parameters to another preset op, you've created even more possible presets that you can then morph and interpolate between. It's a little bit dizzying to wrap your head around at the beginning, but it's not really that difficult once you get into it. And I'm going to be covering that in some future videos. So this was the basics of the preset op. It allows us to do state management inside of cables with our ops and with our parameters, and it allows us to do really cool interpolation methods between one to the other. So you can use this for post-processing. You could use this to store the state of your cameras, viewing an object. There's so many different things you can do with this, and I'm very excited to be bringing out some future videos of this, showing some of the actual useful, practical, real-world applications that you could use this op for. I hope this video has been educational and informative. If you've got any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them under the video below or to post them on the forums. Thanks for watching, and have a good one. Bye.